Welcome to Weight Loss and Wellness for Real, the podcast where people like you get the practical solutions and support you need to permanently lose the physical and mental weight so you can feel better and live the life you really want to live in the body and mind you really want to be living in. If you're looking to overcome your stress eating, overeating, binging behaviors, and move to a place of food and body freedom, as well as find more meaning and more moments of joy in life, you are in the right place. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here and listening. Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Dr. Nayan Patel. He is a sought-after pharmacist, wellness expert, and thought leader in his industry. He has been working with physicians since 1999 to custom develop medication for their clients and design a patient-specific drug and nutrition regimen. He has been the pharmacist of choice to celebrities, CEOs, and physicians themselves. He recently published a book called The Glutathione Revolution: Fight Disease, Slow Aging, and Increase Energy. After 11 years of clinical research on the master antioxidant glutathione, Dr. Patel and his team developed a patented technology to deliver glutathione topically, really changing the game on how best to absorb glutathione systematically. From this technology, he additionally developed the Aura GSH antioxidant delivery system to create a skincare line to deliver antioxidants more effectively and efficiently than ever before at very potent concentrations. So we're going to talk to Dr. Patel today and find out all kinds of things about glutathione, how it can relate to gaining more energy, our wellness, our health, and just really increase our vitality. All right, everyone. As I talked about in the introduction, I have Dr. Nayan Patel here with us, and he is so kind to join us because he is actually going on stage to give a talk in 2 hours from now. So I do appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Yeah. So they heard a little bit about you. Could we maybe start out just talking about what glutathione is and then maybe move into how you got interested in it in the first place?
Absolutely. So glutathione, in the simplest term, nobody wants to know what glutathione is. What they will really want to know is, what does it do for me, right?
So true.
So the glutathione, in the simplest term, what it is it's a natural body's natural antioxidant defense system, and it's also a massive detoxifier. And the way it does it, it creates this peptide. So glutathione it's like a tripeptide, 3 amino acids coming together in this one of the simplest form of a peptide. But really, that's not what people want to know. People want to know is, okay, it's a peptide, it's a molecule. What does it do for me? And it has two main functions that we know of as of right now. Is that it's as a master antioxidant, quenches all the free radicals out of your system. And if you're talking about free radicals, you talk about, like, if you put a piece of metal up in the water in the sun outside, it's going to rust. The rust is called oxidative stress inside the body. So body is rusting, always rusting, and body has to be clean all the time. So that's what it does. The second part, which nobody talks about, is that it's a master detoxifier, because we eat, we lather on some products on our face, on our body every single day. We get exposed to so much different chemicals every single day. You believe it or not, the body has to process all these chemicals and get rid of it. If you don't get rid of them, guess what happens? They get stuck in your fat cells if they're water soluble, or if they're oil soluble. If they're water soluble, they may end up in some places in the cytoplasm which we don't want to be there in the first place. So chemicals not got rid of it from your body are going to get stuck in the body and can bring disease onsets, conditions, issues that we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a little interested. What are the 3 amino acids that make up glutathione?
Glycine, glutamine, and cysteine. 3 main. And these are not the three of the essential amino acids either. It's not like there's one of the. I mean, yes, we do need these 3 amino acids, but it's not part of those what we call those essential 8 amino acids. It's not part of those 8 either.
Yeah. So how do we end up getting more glutathione, or how can we sort of make sure our levels are right? Is this in
Mm.
the foods we're eating? Like how do we do this?
So all the amino acids, all the basic building blocks comes from your diet. So
Hmm.
having a glycine, glutamine, and cysteine-rich foods in your daily diet is what takes care of all the needs that your body have. Now, keep in mind, most of the foods you eat, you're gonna have enough of the glutamine and glycine in there. What you do not get a lot of it is cysteine,
Yeah.
because cysteine is like those stinky foods, right? Like the
Yeah.
onions
I was
and
just gonna say sulfur
sulfury.
smelling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there people don't generally like to eat a lot of those all the time. So having a cysteine-rich diet,
Hmm.
like whey proteins or avocados or asparagus and things like that, that has a lot of cysteine isolates in there. That's what you need to have in your diet to have a fighting chance to improve glutathione levels. And by the way, your body can produce enough of it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Any other foods? You said whey protein, avocados, asparagus, any other foods that would be helpful?
So, so Heather, I've learned my lesson. I like you don't ask women the age. I don't ask what kind of diet you have, because
Right.
every single human being has a diet that they
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
by.
yeah.
So the
So true.
best thing to do is everybody has an AI robot or a search engine. Type it in,
Perfect.
cysteine-rich foods, and you have your
Perfect.
vegan choices. You have your vegetarian
Sure.
choices. You have your meat sources. You got
You are a wise man.
diet
Yep,
is so personal. Oh my
it
God.
is.
I've been on war with some of my family
Oh, I
members when I
bet.
go talk about diet. I say, oh shoot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. So, are there symptoms or things we might experience if we have low and I guess, I should say when I first started hearing about glutathione, this was during the days of COVID. I feel
Mm.
like everybody
Yep.
was talking about it in this space. My dad got really, really into glutathione. I think he still takes it to this day. Um, so are there others, I guess, how I'm connecting that is that when people were sick, glutathione was getting used to help with that. So is this like when we're sick, we know we have low levels? How do we know maybe our levels are low?
So that's an excellent question, because honestly, nobody knows when the gluten levels
Okay.
drops off. What we
Yeah.
do know is that every single diseases that are linked to oxidative stress
Mhm.
is basically potential of low glutathione levels. Now,
Sure.
if you're diabetic, you do have low gluten levels? Absolutely. If you have heart disease, you have low gluten. If you have
Mm.
cancer, if you have autoimmune conditions, all the conditions that are led through oxidative stress is going to have low glutathione levels. And you can do a blood test and find out what the levels are. And the
Okay.
blood test is also kind of not the most accurate way, because guess what? They have done 1,000 people. Are
Mhm.
you normal? Yes, I am normal. So this
Sure.
is your level. So that's a normal level, and that's how they figure
Mhm.
out about what the normal ranges are. But in reality, is the glutathione level starts dropping at the onset of diseases, and it's not like, hey, the glutathione level dropped today, so tomorrow you're going to get diabetes. No, it
Right.
doesn't work that fast, right? There's a progression. There's a progression of starting happening about the age of 30. And about the age of 30, you start seeing the first signs of low glutathione by those creepy forgetfulness, right? Oh, what's the person?
Little
Oh,
brain
shoot.
fog.
And the thing is, you think, oh, I just had a baby, I just got married, I just have a new job, I just got
Sure.
you blame environmental factors, and I'm not saying they're not a contributing factor to this
Right,
problem,
right.
but that's not may not be the only source of the problem, right? And so understanding that part, and then a little bit that doesn't go unnoticed. So you start getting aches and pains, just not feeling that great, and you said that, oh my God, I'm just getting older. I don't know, I'm not sure what to
Mhm.
do with it. Uh, and you start getting some sun damage spots on your face, and
Mhm.
you know the
Yeah.
skin starts getting south, and all those things start contributing towards that, but not one of those things is linked to glutathione.
Right.
But they're all linked to oxidative stress. Is now slowly
Yeah.
increasing. It's still normal, but it's increasing. And then, bam, 10 years later, you get one disease. one condition.
Mhm.
Oh, you have high blood pressure. Oh, your sugar is creeping up now. And what they tell you, oh, you're pre-diabetic. I
Mhm.
said, only in America we have pre-diabetes as a disease. Everywhere in the
Mhm.
world, if you're diabetic or not
You're
diabetic,
not
I mean, it's
exactly.
very
Yeah.
simple. It's black and white. But in
Yeah.
America, we have pre-diabetes. That means
Mhm.
watch out. You're always
Right.
there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so um, those are the signs and symptoms of early on, and they'll
Mhm.
go unnoticed. And because of that, once you cross the line of having diagnosed as a disease
Mhm.
and you progress, the best I can do is bring you back to where you were disease free, but I cannot bring you back to where you are healthy.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh, so having a proper diet, having
Mhm.
reducing the toxic load from your body, from your environment. The
Mhm.
biggest toxic chemical that we consume knowingly that's bad for us is alcohol,
Yeah.
right? And so,
Mhm.
and alcohol depletes all the glutathione levels. I mean, you can look up all the research you want. The alcohol literally depletes all the glutathione levels itself. So once you do that part, remove the toxins and replace the glutathiones by having a proper diet, guess what happens? You have a healthy immune system. Now,
Right.
glutathione is not an antiviral. It is not an
Mhm.
antibacterial drug, but
Okay.
absolutely it helps with COVID and
Mhm.
influenza and
Mhm.
shingles, and you can name the
Mhm.
virus. And also helps with bacterial infections as well. Now, it is not going it's not going to kill any of these bugs for you, but it's going to build up your immune system to the
Yeah.
point that
Okay.
your own body's going to be dealing with it. In fact,
Yeah.
we did two clinical trials. So
Mhm.
two clinical trials, one on mycobacterium infection and one actually was on COVID.
Oh,
And we
interesting.
saw beyond shadow of doubt that by helping build up the immune system, your body was able to take care of it within hours and
That's
within days.
awesome.
Yeah. So it is doable. It is doable. And I always tell people that our body is one giant chemistry set. It's your own
Yeah.
pharmacy. It
Yeah.
has
It's amazing.
everything it needs to survive.
Mhm.
Everything,
Mhm.
right? Our
Yeah.
job is to just poke it, tell them, hey, did you know there's a problem by your knees, or there's a problem by your eyes, or by a problem by your
Mhm.
lungs, or whatever that is, right? And
Right.
and when the body says, oh shoot, I did not see that part. Well, because they have all the other things that would deal with it, right? Because
Yeah.
it's slapping all these chemicals. While I was processing your liver, the lungs was getting bad, right? And so,
Right. Right, right. Yeah.
so anyways,
So does can you with glutathione, can you boost I don't know if that's the right word. Can you boost levels? Like, how does exercise, movement fit into all that? Because I'm thinking about when we exercise, we're actually producing free radicals, which,
yep.
you know, we would maybe say through this conversation, well, that's not great. We're trying, but, exercise is good for us. So, what are your thoughts around that?
So what we talk about is controlled stressors.
Yeah.
As long as you have controlled stressors to your body at all times, that's how your body stays fit. That's how your body
Yeah.
stays resilient. That's how your body uh, gets all the signaling that, hey, I have to be on a high alert. If you
Yeah.
don't have any stressors in your life, the body has no defense system because there's
Right.
nothing to
Right.
defend, right?
Right.
And if you go silent for a while, the body says, "Oh my God, I can't get up anymore. I can't do this work anymore."
Exactly.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
breathing oxygen is stressful,
Yeah.
right? Would you stop breathing? No,
No.
no, you would not stop breathing, right?
Right.
And so, the controlled stressors you exercise, when people exercise, is the reason is because when you first exercise for the very first time, you can barely do like 10 minutes, and oh my God, you can't
Yeah.
even walk the next 10 days now,
So
right?
true.
Because that happens because your body's not used to that part. But as you start doing more and more of it at a controlled way, your exercise time increases.
Yeah.
Like you can do more now, you can do for 20, 30 minutes and not feel any pain. And the recovery, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the time it takes for you to go bad expands this way. So it
Right.
goes up and goes sideways. I mean, that's what we want to see. How can we increase resilience
Yeah, exactly.
by this controlled stressors? Now, being said that, everybody think if little is good for me, more
Mm-hmm.
is better. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a human psyche, right? And as soon as you go a little more, boom. And people always do this. Hey, if I do keep on doing a little bit more every single day, I'm going to build I'm going to build more resiliency, and
Mhm.
that's okay. And you can do that as well. But every time you do that part, the body is putting under undue stress, and what we call it is
Right.
oxidative stress. So I always tell all my athletes, I have lots of athletes as a client, and we tell them
Mhm.
all the time that yes, you can do whatever you want to do, but make sure to use the glutathione product
Yeah.
after
Yeah, like
after
as a recovery.
as a
Mhm.
recovery for reducing all the excess oxidative stress that you just increased in your body. And good for us, short amount is good. Long term is not good for us because the body starts breaking down.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. And I kind of skipped over with you, how you got into all of
Yeah.
this. Maybe we should tell our listeners a little bit about, I mean, you are the leading expert on this. So can you talk a little bit about, I mean, you're actually in the lab testing these things. And maybe also, I did a little research on you. So I know you did come up, I believe it was a patent way of getting, because I'm thinking about my dad who's been taking glutathione. And I believe it's like a liposomal,
Yep.
way, because that was sort of the way we thought that's how we could get it into us. But you kind of came up with this different way that I'm pretty sure is much better, correct?
So as a pharmacist, when I first graduated in Southern California, went to school over there, came out, I said, all gung ho, right? Top school
Oh,
in the
yeah.
nation. I'm ready
Yeah.
to conquer the world. I'm going to heal the world. As a pharmacist, I had high ambition that
Hmm.
I'm going to save, with my knowledge, with the education that I had just received about how to manage people's medication. And
Yeah.
the word manage medication, I didn't understand when I was in school. When
Yeah.
you manage things, do you get rid of it?
Mm-mm. No.
No. Oh my God. That was an eye opener for me for the very first
Yeah.
time. I said, no, our job is to manage people's problem, not get rid of it.
Right.
Meds are not getting rid of the problem. They're
Right.
managing your problems. And so when I first clicked, the first thing went on my light bulb, I said, oh my God, we are on the wrong side of the aisle.
Mm. Yeah.
And so I said, okay, what am I going to do now? I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm already done with my career. I already graduated.
Right.
With all this time and resources and a whole bunch of student bills to pay. What am
No
I going to do
kidding.
now? And so I started poking around. I met a few doctors and started talking
Hmm.
with them, and they were on the same boat as I was. They were all saying,
Hmm.
hey, all we're doing is managing people's problems. I mean, we can get rid of some infections with some antibiotics and
Hmm.
make them feel better, but really not issues. And so when you start digging things around as to, hey, what's cause of all diseases? And
Hmm.
that's when everything led to me to
Mm.
reactive oxygen species, which is oxidative stress.
Yeah.
I said back in the 30s and 40s, it was infections.
Right.
Even today's date, if you talk about the top 5 products that can actually increase your lifespan,
Hmm.
is guess what? One is if you have infection like HIV or any of the infections, you take an antiviral or antibiotic.
Right.
That causes increase in lifespan or
Yeah.
longevity. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I would not give an HIV drug to every human being on this planet.
Of course.
And so
Right.
if you go down the list, the next one that comes up is oxidative stress. What are we
Hmm.
doing about oxidative stress? And so all roads, as I said, were led to me to glutathione. And so we actually made the first liposome glutathione in 1999.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We
Yeah.
made the
That was a
first
while
liposomal
ago.
glutathione a long time ago. And it was, again, I thought it's going to save the world.
Yeah.
And in 2 years down the road, I had a lot of doctors using the product and say that, hey, we're not getting consistent results. It works on some
Mhm.
people, doesn't work on everybody. I said,
Mhm.
"So that's not a deal." I said, what's going on? So I was suspecting that I was not getting the levels high enough. And I cannot take a
Okay.
lot of glutathione by mouth either because that did not do anything either. So in
Okay.
2001 or 2000, since it was not working for me, I started making intravenous glutathione.
Oh, sure. Oh,
So I
yeah.
was
But
making
you
the
can,
IVs.
yeah.
And I made
Yeah,
them for
yeah.
almost 20 years, by the way. So I started making intravenous form of glutathione in the hopes that hopefully it will be better because there's research out there that was done that even the intravenous form of glutathione did not stay in the body for more than 5 minutes.
Ri
Uh,
okay.
and
Yeah.
so everything, you just pee everything out. And so it's like,
Yes.
the people still get some results out of it. So something was
Mhm.
happening. And when I dig into the research, then what I saw was the body is actually breaking down the glutathione, and they saw a rise of cysteine, one of the amino acids in the blood.
Mhm.
And so cysteine was actually getting used to make glutathione. And so I
Okay.
said, okay, if the intravenous form of glutathione is not getting absorbed, what are
Yeah.
the chances the liposome is going to do it?
Right,
Right?
right.
I said, not a chance, not a chance. And sure enough, again, years later, somebody did a study in 2011 at the University of Texas in Austin, and they
Mhm.
proved my point, saying that
Mm.
when you take any of this technology product, like the liposome technology product, what the body was actually breaking down the glutathione, reabsorbing the cysteine. Cysteine is getting used to produce glutathione
Make
again.
it.
The
Sure.
levels are rising. So there's no doubt about that one. The levels are rising,
Mhm.
but it's not consistent across the board. If
Okay.
you have a gene mutation where you cannot conjugate, you cannot produce enough glutathione.
Sure.
Or
Yep.
if you have gene mutation where your needs extremely high of glutathione,
Mhm.
the body cannot keep up with the demand. So there was always back in my mind, I said, there has to be something else I can do
Mhm.
to improve the levels without relying on your body to produce on its own,
Mhm.
right? And so that led to me a technology where even today's date is kind of when I pull them when I talk to people, it says, "What are you doing again? How does it work again?" It's a
Right.
and most of the physicians I talk to, initially they said no, it doesn't work. And the second thing is that,
Mhm.
oh my God, this thing gets through your skin so fast.
Mm.
And every conference I go to, there's always one or two people they say, "Oh my God, my pain is gone, or my brain fog is gone,
Oh,
or I feel
sure.
better." Like instantaneous. It's not on everybody, of course not, but
Yeah,
one in
yeah.
100, 1 in 1,000, you're going to see that results like instantaneous result. And the way we did it is because when you talk about glutathione, it is so powerful.
Mhm.
If it's delivered to the right area where it's supposed to be, the results should be pretty fast, either
Okay.
right away or within 2 to 4 weeks. And
Mhm.
so that's where, again, my research led to me to glutathione because I knew this is the one thing I can do to increase lifespan, increase longevity, because if we can reduce oxidative stress. And
Right.
then led to me the second technology piece is because I've tried everything. I've tried intravenous form, I've tried liposome
Mhm.
technology, and the current technology that we have is the first in the world. I think we have 7 patents already approved around the world,
It's so
and
cool.
our eighth
Yeah.
just came through last week.
Oh,
So
congrats.
we have one more patent that's approved, and it's probably going to be published pretty soon. It's
Exciting.
all around how we take this tripeptide that is produced in our body, stabilize them outside the body,
Mhm.
keep it on a shelf in a bottle,
Mhm.
and then you rub it on your skin. It just goes inside your skin,
Yeah, it's
right?
amazing.
And so that's our technology. And again, it was so hard because, uh, yeah, it was so hard to make it, and it was so hard to release the product. It took me after I made the product for the first time in 2007. It took me another
Mhm.
13 more years of research before I launched the product
Wow.
to the open public.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. But now, right now, you can, I mean, anyone can go purchase it. Anyone can get it.
Anybody can get it now because,
Yeah.
again, initially when I first made the product, I was looking at the old literature, and I was literally overdosing everybody.
Oh,
uh, and too much of glutathione is actually not good for you, because
yeah. Okay.
what happens is when your RR species completely goes zero, it's
Hmm.
like you're not exercising. What happens if you don't exercise?
Right.
What happens if you don't put your body through stress?
Yep.
It's not a good thing, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I was getting to a point where the body has zero stress, and I can't. That's not the
Got
goal
it.
of the. That's not the goal. That is not the goal, right?
Yeah.
And
So,
so it took me some time. It took me some time.
yeah, no kidding. And so now, are there ways, if someone were to supplement with glutathione, are there ways to know if you are overdoing it
Yeah.
or like, okay,
So
what?
what happens is when your body has zero stressors, in fact, when your body has negative stress, that means it's net zero stress, your body will
Hmm.
develop rashes.
Okay.
It,
Yeah,
it
I've
will
heard of
rash and
that.
itching. And so when
Yep.
that happens, that means if it happens initially, the very first month or so that you're applying it, the glutathione, that is just a detoxification reaction. So
Okay.
once
Yeah.
the body's trying to release all the toxins outside the body, and depending if the toxins in your head, you may get a mild headache. If it's toxins in your gut, and then you may get some diarrhea or stomach cramps.
Sure. Yeah.
If it's any other parts of the body, like the liver, it may have rashes. That's just temporarily. I mean, you don't. By the way, there's no gold medal for plowing through the symptoms.
Right.
So
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
cut back on the dose. Let go with
Yes.
the body and see what the body's telling us. Hey, this is too much for
Yeah,
me.
you bet.
Slow it down. And you slow it down and slowly increase to about 4 sprays twice a day. And when you do that
Okay.
part, then if you have no symptoms whatsoever, that's the right dose. And then maybe 3 months, 6 months, 1 year down the road, you start getting rashes again. That's
Mm.
the time you tell me that, okay, you're getting to a point where it's saturation,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
It's saturated. And then all you do is cut back a little
Yeah,
bit
adjust
and you're
it.
fine. You just adjust
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
As long
yeah.
as you have no side effects, that's the way you
Mhm.
want to be.
Okay. Okay, that sounds
Okay.
great. Can you share any maybe success stories that you've seen? Anyone you've seen use glutathione who's had, some really amazing results?
Hey everyone, just a real quick interruption. I'm really excited to tell you about PhysiVantage, a company I have used for years and years and who I have recently partnered with in an ambassadorship for the podcast. This is one of the highest quality supplement companies out there. And the best part is, I know the owner and his commitment to quality in his products. I actually interviewed the owner, Eric Hurst, on the podcast a while back, and you can hear him talk firsthand about his commitment to quality in episode, I think it was 171, if you're interested. Also, in that one, there was a ton you can learn about aging optimally and performing at your best. I think when people make the decision to add some supplements into their daily habits, they don't think often how important it is to know and vet the companies you are buying from. There is no regulation on supplements. And so when you buy something, you really have no idea what you are getting. You really want to vet the companies heavily so that you know what you are spending your money on and exactly that you're getting exactly what you believe you are buying. So with PhysiVantage, you really don't have to think about it. What you buy is the highest quality of what you can get. I use the PhysiVantage PowerPlex plant-based protein complex. And no, I am not plant-based, but I'm not doing well with dairy right now, and whey protein causes some issues for me. This is something I'm working on. But in the meantime, in order for me to get in my optimal daily protein amount for maintaining lean body mass, keeping my appetite in check, and for athletic performance, I have to supplement with a protein powder, and this is my favorite. I alternate between vanilla and chocolate, and this plant-based protein complex is different than others out there in that it includes all the essential amino acids. So it's like a whey protein, has all the essential amino acids. Most plant-based protein powders don't. It also has creatine and beta alanine in it. These are huge bonuses. Plus, PhysiVantage plant protein only has a few carbs in it, where most plant protein powders have lots and lots. If you do well with whey protein, then use their whey protein blend. It's also really great. PhysiVantage has lots of great products that you can check out, but another one that I find so helpful for my goals and lifestyle is Redux HP. And this is an all natural pain relief, which helps to improve recovery from rigorous exercise, supports a healthy inflammation response, combats muscle breakdown, and improves performance. But the best is it's an all natural way to relieve aches, pains, and muscle soreness. This has saved me from popping ibuprofen for the couple of migraines I was getting twice a month, as well as when I had a big climbing or biking day and would wake up sore. So if you don't know how bad things can get from popping Ibu, do a little research. Avoid Ibu, in my opinion, really important for our health long term. So anyway, using this product instead can be a really great way to lessen pain naturally and inflammation. You can get a discount on any PhysiVantage product by going to physivantage.com. PhysiVantage is spelled PhysiVantage. So like physical advantage, PhysiVantage, and use my code Heather Heinen. Capital HEATHER, capital HEYNEN, all one word, no spaces, Heather Heinen, and you will save some money on any product you choose. I also have a link in the episode description below that you can use. Check it out and see all that they have to offer.
Oh my gosh. I can only talk about recent stuff right now
Sure.
because that's kind of sticking on my mind right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, I get success stories almost on a daily basis. I just got a
Do
text
you?
yesterday from one of the
Oh.
physicians I met over the weekend. I
Mm-hmm.
was at a conference in Tennessee, and the guy was having some neck issue. And I said, "Hey, doc, you already have the glutathione. Just use it in your neck.
Yeah,
Hey,
try
if
it.
it's inflammation related, it'll be going away." And guess what? He texted me, "You were right. My pain on the
Oh,
neck, my neck pain is gone." I mean,
that's awesome.
it's not anti-inflammatory by itself, but it was probably inflammation that's the minor inflammation that caused the pain. Uh, we
Right.
had we had a one neurooptometrist, and he had in his left eye, he had some floaters in his left eye,
Mm-hmm.
and in
Mm-hmm.
30 days it cleared up. And he said that
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything possible.
Oh,
And I mean,
that's
it's not
really
a
cool.
again, this is not an eye drop. You know, putting it inside your eyes. It's just applied topically, and
Right.
he was helping to reduce his stressors down to get to the point. A lot of ball players, a lot of professional teams, either
Mm-hmm.
NFL or NHL or MLBs and things like that, where they get
Mm-hmm.
injured and they are actually applying on the injury site, and the pain is going away instantaneously.
That's
It
pretty
doesn't happen
amazing.
on everybody, but those
Mm-hmm.
kind of pains are getting the relief immediately because there's a lot of stressors in that area as well.
Sure.
We had one autistic kid. Oh my God, the mom sent us a email out to us right away. Said, "My daughter's singing again." And within
Oh,
7 days, her daughter was singing again, and
yeah,
that just
that's
summed it all right
amazing.
up. That was really good. We had another same similar story for another daughter,
Mm-hmm.
a 7-year-old that hasn't slept for 7 years with autism.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was on a
Yeah.
spectrum, well, some
Sure,
sort of
sure, sure. Yeah.
and in 15 days, he slept for the first time, like
Oh,
almost
that's
12 hours.
amazing.
And the
Yeah.
mom had the tears running because
No, I'm sure.
guess what? If the kid's not sleeping,
Yeah,
the
she's
mom's
not
not sleeping.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
that's
she was
life-changing.
exhausted. 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You have no idea. I probably aged 50 years in 7 years."
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Amazing.
So
So
anyway,
there's some pretty spectacular stories around it. Some pretty spectacular, I mean, life-changing results that you've seen from glutathione.
well, these are immediate ones.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the long term one. These are immediate. People see the results like
Right
within a
then.
couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I had a every as I said, every conference I go to, the conferences that I go to usually are all the functional medicine conference,
Sure.
where the doctors have kind of not lost hope, but they're looking for answers outside the normal
You bet.
traditional medicine because they themselves are the patient. They
Yep.
themselves are suffering for decades, if not more, and they don't have an answer for for themselves. So they're going to, we call it alternative, but really they're
Mhm.
looking at different ways to treat human beings. And so I
Yeah.
go to all these integrative medicines, functional medicine, longevity medicine conferences that I go to, and every single doctor that's over there, they
Mhm.
themselves are patients.
Sure.
So every conference I go to, like even here, I'm here right now at a conference, I'll find
Mhm.
one physician that has
Mhm.
a brain fog for almost 20, 10,
Mhm.
15, 20 years, and they
Yeah.
either have a gene mutations or they had some issues that causes brain fogs, and they'll apply the glutathione, and in 5 minutes it's something like just something just cleared up.
Lifted.
It just
Yeah.
lifted.
That is
And
amazing.
it's not a permanent thing, but they feel it right away, and they said,
Mhm.
"How long does it take for it to work?" I said, "Well, I don't know, everybody's
Yeah.
different." And
Yeah.
it is so shocking to see
Mhm.
that, and
Oh, I
so
bet right in front of your eyes. Yeah.
right in front of your eyes. And now it's like it doesn't even phase me anymore. It's just, oh
I
yeah,
bet.
it happens, right? But for him or her,
Yeah, it's huge.
it's huge, right? And I
Yeah.
had one girl that at a conference a couple of weeks ago, and she goes, "I had no idea I had a brain fog."
Mhm.
She had absolutely zero idea that what she had was a brain fog,
Right, right.
and it just cleared up in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So then she knew the other side where it's so much
So
better.
exactly. It's like, for
Yeah.
example, if you don't see color, if everything's
Mhm.
black and white,
Yes, right.
right? If everything's black and white, you have no idea what color looks like.
Yes,
And when you
exactly.
see for the color the first time,
Yeah.
it's life changing, right?
Let me ask you this question for you on a personal level. You start out in pharmacy school, you kind of are a little disenchanted with it, you
Oh,
kind of go on this journey, and
uh-huh.
and where this has come to for you and what you are seeing, are you kind of like, yeah, I've kind of done it. I've arrived.
No, no. So by the way, I'm still a pharmacist.
Yeah.
I have a pharmacy.
Yes.
I still work in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I
That's
had to
great.
keep on. I had to keep my both the foot, one in the pharmacy, one outside the
I
pharmacy,
love it.
because guess what? Even today's date,
Hmm.
I fill so many prescriptions on a daily basis. I see
Yeah.
patients. Um, but most of my clients are doctors. Most of my
Hmm.
clients are doctors because I help them, and then they will come and say, "Hey, I have this patient. Can you help this person up?" I said,
You
"I'll
bet.
help you design the plan together, right?"
Yeah.
So if any of your audience doctor wants to talk to me, I'll be more than happy to educate them
That's
and teach
wonderful.
them what I know, and help design drug plans and help design treatment plans for. I don't say drug plans anymore. I say treatment plans because
You bet.
treatment
Yeah.
plans includes medications, nutraceuticals,
Yep.
diet, exercise, and everything surrounding that.
Yeah, that's so
Right?
great. The full lifestyle,
It's
which
a
I
full
think is
lifestyle.
awesome.
It's a
Yeah,
full
yeah.
lifestyle. So it's not just the medication alone. It's going to do anything for you. So I want to make sure that I help that. So no, yeah, I've not done it all. It's not done at all, but because I'm still doing research. In fact, I have one more molecule that we are very close to coming into life right now. And hopefully that will change whole new segments of world. So it's another peptide.
That's
Uh,
really
yeah,
neat.
it's another peptide that I'm working on. I only work with molecules that are produced internally in our body because that
Hmm.
if I can enhance those part, there's no there's no need to put an extra set of chemicals inside our body,
Right, right.
right?
Yeah,
Because when you're a baby, you are absolutely perfect,
yeah.
right? Do you give any medicine to that baby? No,
Right,
right? And it
right.
just turns into this beautiful human being over the next 18 to 20 years, right? And you had nothing to do with it,
That's right.
right? So the
Yeah,
body has everything we need, everything we need. Our job is just to say that, hey, if one is getting down, can I kind of boost it up a little bit?
yeah.
And so there everything stays in equilibrium. That's our goal as a pharmacist. Our goal is not to find some magic pill that's going to save the world.
Right, right. Well, I love that. And I love your enthusiasm. It's wonderful. Can you well, you tell me, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience? Anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to talk about?
So you did ask me, I didn't mention about. I'm going to reassure one more time.
Yeah.
So whenever you do anything, please make sure you understand more is not better all the time.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, stay within the norms. There's look at the science. What's the recommendations? What happens if you take too much? What happens if you don't take enough? And so stay within the norms. And if you're not getting the results you're looking for, look someplace else as well. Right?
I agree.
This may not be the answer for everything. And so
Right.
you've got to be able to look at information and sieve it through and see what works for you, and then keep on looking for more and more and more answers.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's answers everywhere. We're just not willing to look further than that.
Yeah, I think that goes into too becoming sort of an advocate for your own health and well-being and
Yeah,
just really taking responsibility for it. Yeah, for sure.
no,
Well, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So as a pharmacist, as you can imagine, I don't even talk to my own family sometimes when they ask me
Yeah.
questions. Hey, what do I do for this thing? They're not like into their own health yet.
Yes,
And so
right.
for me to engage and use all my brain power to help this person that's not even engaged in their own health is
Yep.
actually wasting my energy, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
You have good boundaries.
every customer I get, every patient I get, I tell them, until you become your own health advocate,
Yeah.
I cannot help you. And
Yeah.
I deal with mostly with endocrine system.
Mhm.
So endocrine
Oh,
system is talking about hormones,
yeah.
thyroid, like gonadal hormones, like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, things
You
like that.
bet.
Then I talk about thyroids, insulins, and cortisol. Did you know if you look at the endocrine system, the 70% of the solution you have in your own hands before you go see a
No.
doctor?
Really?
The bottom 40% is stress management.
Sure.
Did I
Okay.
give you
Yeah.
stress? No. You got the stress on yourself, right? That's
Right.
40%.
Right.
That's cortisol. The next 30% is, guess what? It's diet. Use your insulin.
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
got nothing to do with it, right?
Right.
You choose to go to fast food restaurant, which is not real food. You're gonna pay the
Yeah.
consequences, not
Right.
me. You
Right.
70% of the solutions you have in your own hands. But they come to the doctor, to me, and say, hey, can
I
you help with
know.
my hormones? I said, yes. Are you willing to do what you're supposed to do in the first place?
Right.
My job is very easy. 10%, 20% of the solution is in my hands. It's very
Right.
easy.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The bulk of the work is on the patients themselves.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very empowering when you are able to move to that place where you can really take responsibility and advocate for yourself. And it's a beautiful place to be, for sure.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, where can listeners find you, find more about you? You have a
Uh,
book out there too, which I did mention in the introduction.
so uh, the book, The Glutathione Revolution, that's how you support an author always. It's not
You bet.
by all means, it is never going to make the kind of money that I put in there in the first place. Like
I'm
12 years of
sure.
research, it's never going to be enough. But book is always a good way to read, get yourself educated, and it's
Mhm.
available in print, Kindles, and Audibles, and all
It's all
kinds of.
over the place. Yeah.
But the website is aurowellness.com, aurowellness.com.
Okay.
I also have a skincare brand, which is
Yes.
auroskincare.com, auro skincare. Of course, skincare is more for vanity, but I've taken the whole skincare routine and encompass my technology to deliver all the molecules in the small 6 inches of 6 square feet inches that you spay. How
On the
can I put
face.
so much product in this small little area in your face
Sure.
and get the benefits? I've done with my technology, put about 7 or 8 different ingredients at full concentration in the skincare side. But yes, subscribe to the newsletters. That I
Oh,
do spend some
yeah.
time and educate people. Whatever research I come up, we just had another article just got published a couple of weeks ago on
Yeah,
RSPC.
cool.
So that email is
Okay.
going out right now as well. And so my job is to do the work, do the research, and stay connected with my evangelist, so to speak, or my team,
Right.
and help them get as well. Because we all know, if we're going to live to 100, we want to live to 100 with the people that we know. We don't
So
want to create
true.
new friends at the age of 100.
That's
It's
so
so
true.
hard. So I want to take everybody with me. I want to take everybody with me. And so
I
please
love it.
join us. Join the 100 plus club.
I love it. I love it. Okay, and I should wrap up there because that would flow way better, but I have to ask one more question.
Yeah.
The glutathione skincare line that you have, is that different than the glutathione product that you also have? They're different.
They're a little different. The skincare is
Okay,
mainly I'm looking for, because I'm applying
just
it
for skincare.
because it's just supposed to be a small surface area. You only applying once a day, so the concentration is a little bit higher.
Gotcha.
Uh, versus if you're using twice a day, I have to make sure that I can stay within the norm. And
Got it.
so on the wellness side, you're using it twice a day, versus
Hmm.
skincare, you're only using once a day every single thing. So
Okay. Can you use them both together? I
you
mean,
can, you can.
okay.
You just have to make sure they're
Just personal
apart.
questions here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they just apart, because the glutathione, if you use on the skincare in the evening, then you use the glutathione in the morning, and
Got
both
it.
only just once a day. And if you're buying everything together, we do send you cards to let you know how you can separate them out, so that way you're not
Got
overdosing.
it. Okay. There's
Yeah.
instructions. Wonderful. Sounds good. Well, I really appreciate you being here and taking the time, especially on such a busy morning that you had going. I really appreciate your work and how you put it out into the world. I've listened to quite a few of your podcast episodes with other people getting ready for this, and your enthusiasm and sort of your mission, it really comes through. And I
Thank
do
you.
really appreciate people like that in this space. So thanks for being here. Thanks for what you do.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Did you know you can find a lot more help from me on my website? Go to heatherheynen.com. Heynen is spelled Heynen, and there you will find links to my online courses, how I work with clients one-on-one as well as online, with my coaching and counseling services that I offer.
The information in this podcast is intended to provide a broad understanding and knowledge of healthcare topics. This information is for educational purposes only and should not be considered complete and should not be used in place of advice from your physician or healthcare provider. We recommend you consult your physician or healthcare professional before beginning or altering your personal exercise, diet, or supplementation program.